All right. Good afternoon, everybody. We will go ahead and get started. Wow, sorry, there's a really bad glare. You really can't see my head at all. Okay, we might do a lot of seated stuff today. Oh, that's not getting better. Okay, anyway, bear with me, guys. Might just be a body and no head. Okay, let's just go ahead and get started in that seated position. So that should be, I'm having a hard time seeing the phone. That should be a little bit better. You guys can at least kind of see me. So, all right, we'll do our best. All right, so start in that position. Just kind of sit tall. Maybe give it a few shoulder rolls. You can go backwards first. And let's go forward. Let's do some arm circles. So reach those arms out. So you can start a little bit smaller. Just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Try and get that full circle. Try and get those arms all the way by the ears. And then roll them back. Okay, let's go forward. So small ones. And then go bigger and bigger. Just getting that full circle. Big wingspan here. Good. Now bring those arms out to a T. We're going to bring that right arm across. Pull that shoulder down. And then plug that arm in tight to the body. The left forearm is just kind of pulling that arm into place. So feeling that stretch through the back of the shoulder into this tricep a little bit. And then we'll switch sides, tee out those arms. Oh, excuse me. I need a little Zoom recharge too. And pull that shoulder down. Have it hug that arm in. Okay, now go ahead. Just finding a few arm swings front to back. Maybe stretching out through those shoulders. Nothing too intense here. And then we'll interlace those fingers behind the back. So again, we'll bring those palms to face each other. Draw those knuckles down first and then bring those hands away from those hips. Couple breaths. Good, now release those arms. Let's go into a twist. So just bringing that left hand across that right knee, sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, twist, looking over that shoulder. And now keeping that right hand, or the left hand on the knee. Okay, we're gonna reach that right arm out and then find that side stretch. So grabbing onto that knee, to kind of prevent you from falling over, sitting up tall, flattening out that low back, lifting through the chest. Big stretch all along that right side. All right, bring it back up. Let's just twist to the other side, to that left side. Sitting tall, using that left hand to prop up your spine as we twist, looking over that shoulder. And then we'll keep that right hand on the knee as we reach that left arm up and over. And then bring it back up. Okay, just interlace those fingers behind the back. Draw those knuckles down. Bring those hands away from the hips. Again, one more time. Into the twist, reaching the arms up, twisting it over to that right side. Keeping that left hand on the knee as we reach that right arm up and over. And then we'll twist it over to the other side. Keeping that right hand on the knee, left arm reaches up and over. And then we'll bring it back up, reach those arms up, and then fold it forward. So stretching out through those hips, staggering those feet a little bit if you need to. So just walk that front foot out a little bit. So that ankle bone really is, there's not so much pressure on the ankle bone. And then we'll walk the hands over to that left knee, cover that chest. And walk the hands to center and go over to that other side. Nice flat back as we hover that chest bone, that sternum right over that knee. We're getting as close to there as you can. Bring it to center. Let's go ahead and walk it back up. Let's go ahead and switch across the legs. Just walking those hands forward. Nice flat back. Adjusting those feet as needed. And then we'll walk those hands over to, again, that left side first. And then center, go over to that right side. And walk it back to center. Again, pause it here. Good. Walk those hands back. Let's go ahead and come onto the hands and knees. Let's go ahead and step it back to a plank. Okay. If you need to lower onto those knees, you can. We're going to do some push-ups here. Kind of get warmed up, get moving a little bit, get that blood flowing. Maybe wake yourselves up a little bit if we're dragging this early afternoon. Okay, so core is tight. Those shoulders are pulling down and back. You want your shoulders stacked right over those fingertips. Start to lower down, hover that chest right over the ground. The shoulders are in line with the elbows. Press it back up. Try not to worm your way back up. Again, we'll lower down and press and lower. Press. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Down and send those hips all the way back into that child's pose. Reaching out long through those arms, pressing into those palms and pressing those hips as close to those heels as you can get them. Good, now come back onto the hands and knees. So again, we're gonna do some more push-ups. We're gonna do 3 this time. So if you wanna stay on the knees, you can. If you want a little bit more challenge, go and pop up onto those toes. So gonna pull in that chest forward, shift weight forward, lower down, shoulders high the elbows, press back up, and down, and press, and down, and press it back up. Now let's go into that downward facing dog, so that inverted V shape. And so slight bend in those knees, pressing that tailbone up towards the ceiling, pressing those heels down towards the mat. Take a moment, pedal those feet out. So bend one knee as we press that opposite heel down towards the mat. A couple more times. Good, now inhale on the toes. Bend those knees. Oh my goodness, step those feet top of the mat. Inhaling that half lift. And exhale, fold. And we're gonna hit that glare, but inhale, rise up to standing. You can kind of see that. Reaching those arms up and back. Get bending into that left elbow, like you're patting yourself on the back. Press that head back into that forearm. Let's find that side bend over to that right side. Inhale, bring it back up. And we'll switch sides. So just bending into that right elbow, press the head back, rib cage down. And then let's bend over to that left side. And inhale, reach it back up, reaching those arms up overhead. Then exhale, fold. Reaching for those toes. Find that flat back. Good. Then bring those hands back down to the mat, stepping those feet back to that plank position. Okay, so now in a little more core work, we're just going to drop the heels over to that left side. Right arm is going to reach out into that side plank, squeezing those legs together, lifting through the hips, keeping those hips nice and stacked. And now lower that right hand down, heels to the right, left arm reaches up. Now lower that hand down. Go ahead and shift that weight forward, lower down onto the stomach. Now point the toes. We're gonna roll the shoulders down and back, lifting up. So the lowest part of the rib cage is staying down. Good, bring it back down. Good, press and lift, and that extension through the back and down. Press, lift maybe a little higher and down. Press and lift. Maybe come all the way up where you can straighten those arms. Now we don't wanna be here where those shoulders are up by those ears. I'm gonna pull those shoulders down and back. So now here, my legs are completely relaxed. My shoulders are pressing down, just that big extension through the low back. If this is way too much for your back, again, you can be all the way down here. That's totally fine. Okay, now send those hips back. We'll come back to that down dog. Let's go back to our plank, dropping those heels over to that left side. Now, if you need to, lower that left shin down. Okay, we're gonna add on to this a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit more challenging. So if you need to modify, go for it. Okay, so when we're in this side plank now, I like to have my feet staggered for this. You can stack your feet, it's a little bit harder. Okay, slide that right hand underneath your left armpit. Get a little twist. Inhale that arm up. Good. Thread and reach. That's two. We're gonna go 3 more. Reach and up and reach and up. 1 more. Reach it through. Bring it back up. Switching to the other side. Heels to the right. Left arm reaches up. Thread that arm through. Bring it up and thread. Back up. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Reach. Lower the hands down. Front plank. Breathe. Hold. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those knees down. Okay, we're gonna be, I guess, tucking our toes under. Okay, so we're sitting back on our toes. Like we're sitting back on our tippy toes. Okay, we wanna make sure all 10 toes are hooked under. Ankle bones are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Okay, so we're not letting the feet sway out to the side. Okay, think Achilles, these thingies right here on the backs of the legs are parallel to each other. And go ahead and sit up, nice and tall. Now, if you get into this position, it's way too much on your feet, you can bring your hands onto the knees, put a little bit of pressure there, or you can even have your hands on your feet. But do put a little bit of weight back on those heels to feel that stretch all along the bottoms of the feet. So stretching out through those arches, through those toes. And if you do a lot of running or a lot of walking, this might hurt a little bit. Okay, just breathe through it, closing down those eyes. Again, we want to make sure it's that nice, it feels like a stretch. It doesn't feel like serious joint pain. If it does, let's come out of it. Let's go 3 more breaths. Yeah, now go ahead and lower those hands down. You can just gently tap those feet. Good, now let's come to a seat. Start by just extending those legs straight out, flexing those feet, pulling those toes up. Okay, flatten out that back. You can bend those knees a little bit if you need to, and then just slide those hands forward. So starting to feel that stretch through the hamstrings and then maybe even into those calves. Okay, so grabbing onto those big toes, nice flat back, and then exhale, fold it forward. Good, now come back up. Go ahead and hug that right knee into the chest. Right hand's gonna come behind the back, and then you can just give that knee a little hug, sitting up tall as we twist, again, looking over that shoulder. Good, now bring it back to center. Just drop that right knee open, so that right foot is at that inner thigh. Reaching those arms up, twisting, so again, that chest bone is pointing towards the big toes as we reach that right arm across the ankle, or maybe you can even grab onto that foot, flattening out that back, then that little twist, and then start to fold. Okay, big stretch through that left hamstring. Good, now go ahead and bring it back up. Let's go ahead and twist. Now just bring the hand on top of that bent knee. Again, right hand goes behind the back and twist. Bring it back to center. Go and extend both legs out again. Reach the arms up. Then again, fold. Flatten out that back. Exhale, maybe you fold a little deeper. Good. Bring it back up, hugging that left knee in. Again, right arm is going to just hug that knee. The left hand comes behind the back, sitting up tall, and then twist, look over that shoulder. Good. Bring it back to center. That left foot is just going to come to the inner thigh of that right foot. Inhaling those arms up, twisting, and then we'll reach that left hand across that ankle of that foot, flatten out that back, and then fold. Now, go ahead and bring it back up, and then just twist over that left knee. Okay, so make sure both hips stay grounded down as we twist. Right hand comes on the knee, left hand, base of the tailbone, sit tall, and twist. Good, bringing it back to center. Okay, we're just gonna lay on our backs. Let's go into a hip bridge first. So feet are down, press into those heels as we lift those hips up. So keep that core nice and tight, pressing into those toes, bridging up those hips. And slowly roll it down. Let's go ahead and roll onto our sides. Okay, your right hand, your right arm can just support your head. We're gonna bring both knees to the chest. Okay, we're gonna reach for so if you're staying on your right side, we're gonna reach for your left ankle. Okay, pull those knees kind of towards the midline. Keep that heel tucked right behind that glute, and then just start to bring that knee back. So that rib cage is pulled down, pressing that foot into the hand as we reach it back a little bit more. Yes, you should feel this stretch all along that front of the leg. Keep gently pressing into that foot. Try and pull that knee back a little bit more, keeping that tight core. Good, now go ahead and release it. So you guys can just flip over onto the other side. And now from here, left hand rests on your knee, pull those knees kind of up towards the chest, and then we'll grab onto that right ankle or right foot. Keep that knees pulling towards each other. That heel is right behind the glute, and then press that foot back into the hand. keep that core tight, pressing that foot back. Just staying with that breath. Press that foot into that hand a little bit more. Pull that knee back a little bit more. Good, then go ahead and release it. Just go ahead and come onto the back. Let's do a hip stretch. So crossing that right ankle over. Hug that knee into the chest. So you can grab onto that hamstring or you can reach for that shin. Keeping that back completely flat, walking the shoulder blades towards each other, and then pull that knee in a little bit closer. And maybe pull that knee in a little bit more. If you had that hamstring, maybe you can grab onto that shin. Just try to avoid rounding, lifting those hips up off the mat. Keep those hips nice and grounded down. Then lower that foot down. Tee out those arms. We're just going to drape those knees over to that right side. Left arm stays down. Keeping that core engaged. And then bring that knee back up. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So cross that left ankle over, hug that knee in. So grabbing onto that hamstring, or maybe we grab onto that shin. Keep that tailbone down. Flexing that foot as we hug that knee in a little bit closer. And now go ahead and lower that foot down and just tee out those arms. Keep that ankle crossed over and then just draw those knees over to that left side. And then bring that knee back up. Again, we'll just uncross it, hug that right knee into the chest, left leg extends out long, okay? And then just twist. So use that left hand, draw that knee across, that right arm reaches out, looking towards that right hand. And then bring that knee back to center, switching sides, hug that left knee in, right leg reaches out, and twist. Okay, now bring it back to center. Hug those knees in. Yeah, then rock it forward, back coming all the way up to that seat. Won't take you a couple times. Just sitting tall. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. And then at 4:45 this evening, we have another, it's a 45-minute all levels yoga class. So similar to what we did today, just a little bit more stretches and standing postures and things like that. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and join me. But otherwise, have a great day.